you put the two resumes up.
Yes.
Nobody can conclude that Bacali should be in over Dos Santos.
Yes.
Like, it's crazy.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know what the online vote was. Maybe he got crushed in the online vote, but the 75% of non-online vote, I don't know how anybody would come to the conclusion that you have to have El Bacali in there. Dos Santos did everything you're supposed to do. Like, he showed up to everything. He ran every Diamond League pretty much possible.
yeah, Dos Santos is definitely robbed.
Yeah. I just want everybody to acknowledge that. And I don't know how you could come to this. Like, what? I don't know what the argument would be. Like, I would love to
There
hear
is
what
no
the
argument.
Okay.
There is absolutely no argument for El Bacali. But this is one of those things where there clearly was a face mask, but it benefited your team, so you're just going to accept it. Or it clearly was an offensive charge, but whatever. Your team's on the good side of it. You're going to be like, hey, them's the rules. So this is a them's the rules moment for El Bacali fans.
Okay. I like how you acknowledge there's just absolutely no
argument. It's completely fraudulent that El Bacali's in this. It should 100,000% be Dos Santos.
Okay, good.
Like, I'm not
going
to justify Dos Santos not being on this. He should be on it.
Yeah.
100%.
It would have been, so I had him 8, right? And then the other two nominees, I had Peters 9 and then Pichardo 10. I guess if you had one of those guys, it would have been even a bigger red flag because those guys lost a bunch in the season. Remember, Pichardo was only 4 and 5 this year. El Bacali, again, only ran 5 3,000-meter steeple finals. He had one 2,000-meter steeple final, which...
But you can argue this. He didn't lose.
He didn't lose, but you can't compete
There's
half as many times.
There's people on this... You know who lost? Jakob Ingebrigtsen.
Jakob lost, yeah.
So...
Mondo lost.
So...
Yeah. But again...
That's something.
He's got
Dos Santos didn't lose, though.
More than 5 times. I would like to see more than 5 times, or I would like to see...
You don't. No, that's not true. Yeah. You do this whole like you have to run a lot because you don't hold that against Sydney because.
Oh, I wonder why. What's the difference between Sydney and El Bacali?
I don't know. What's the difference between Sydney and Sharika Jackson? Because last time I checked, they both have 2 of the top 4 all-time performances.
World
yet
record.
One is a guaranteed lock to win Athlete of the Year, and the other one's not even invited.
World record. Again, if you're only going to run 5 times, you got to make those 5 count. El Bacali. Yeah, pull up El Bacali's times here. 8:25 at Worlds, 8:02 in Lausanne, 8:07 in Zurich. 7:58, so he had one of the sub-8 performances. Germach had more sub-8s than him. And then an 8:09 in Doha. It's a fine season. It's an average season.
He's just a big Fast and the Furious fan. Vin Diesel's his icon. Winning is winning. Doesn't matter if you win by an inch or a mile.
Sure.
Doesn't matter if you run the world record or not.
But it does if you're deciding between Athlete of the Year. Then it does actually matter. And this season is not better than Dos Santos.
I'm just happy that you're upset because I was so upset about the women's side.
But that was
this is me just like schadenfreude for me. I'm just happy you're experiencing this.
Good job on schadenfreude, by the way. You tried to sneak that in there because you didn't know if you had pulled it off, but you did a good job.
Yeah,
almost. You almost landed that one.
Schadenfreude. Yeah.
But no, this is so much worse than the women's. Because the women's, you honestly had a situation where you're like, all right, it's 6 for 5 spots, but then they threw Garcia Leon in there, so then it became
6 for 4 spots.
Yeah, but this is just one-on-one when you look at them, because they got all the other ones right. It'd be one thing if they just went crazy and just had a totally different formula than we were anticipating, but they had all the other ones right, so they were using the same thought process we did, and then in the last one, they just said, you know what? Let's add the Steepler. Let's just throw him in there.
All right, Mondo's winning?
Yeah, I think Mondo's going to win. I mean, I wouldn't be upset if Kipchoge won. If it's one other than those other 2, I think that would be a mistake. But it's not as big a mistake as leaving out Dos Santos.